We go to northwest Iowa, where 2 counties were in the path of what could be one of the larger tornadoes to come out of Friday's outbreak.
Take a look at this video sent to KTIV from Dan Goshawk. This is drone video of a large wedge tornado making a beeline into Shelby County and through portions of Harlan and Tennant, Iowa. It's still too early to know just how big this tornado was or how long it was on the ground for.
Now, Shelby and Crawford counties in Iowa were some of the last in the path of these destructive storms, and families have been picking up the pieces since those storms passed. One of those families is a Langenfeld family in Harlan, Iowa. Their house, one of many devastated in the storms last night. As you can see on your screen, the roof, garage, and several other walls ripped off the home. Even a car from the driveway thrown into a nearby field. George Langenfeld and his family were watching the tornado come through the fields and saw it hit one of their neighbors. The family was able to get into their basement just in time before that tornado hit their home.
What's left to a gravity box wagon hit the corner of the house, knocked the door open on the west side, and after that, one vortex hit, and I know the second one hit, and I'm not sure if the third one did, because it was just 3 of them you could see spinning. All of a sudden, the pressure, we had a bedroom door closed, but you could just tell the pressure, and all of a sudden we got a gust of wind underneath, and pretty well knew, yep, it's gone.
Now, fortunately for the family, after the storms, dozens of people from the surrounding communities came in to lend a helping hand.
Families just like the Langenfelds weren't left alone to pick up what is left after yesterday's tornadoes.
KTIV's Connor Trett out in Shelby and Crawford counties today and spoke to several residents who say helping each other is just the Midwest way of life.
Cleanup efforts have been underway in Crawford and Shelby County, Iowa since the storm passed Friday evening. Now, if you wanted a chance to see just how powerful this storm was, this grain cart behind me weighs about 35,000 pounds and it's been flipped on its head. Now, we've been all up and down the area today and we've seen tons of damage very similar to this. Now, we got a chance to talk to some families who are picking up the pieces, but they're far from alone in their efforts.
Looked out my back window, and in about 30 seconds from the time I looked out the window to the time we got to the bathroom in the basement, it all happened.
Families in Crawford and Shelby County, Iowa are picking up the pieces after Friday night's storm.
When we got upstairs, we couldn't see out of any of our windows. We couldn't get out the front door. When we went on the patio is when we realized all the devastation.
As soon as the dust settled, people from the surrounding communities came out in droves to aid in the cleanup effort.
Friends of family that came out, and there was even some people that stopped that didn't even know, and they brought 4-wheelers and skid loaders and everything with grapple buckets and started making piles and stuff.
Being from a small town, it's nice to have a bunch of equipment on standby since we couldn't use our own. So it's definitely nice to have farmers in this community to lend their equipment for us to use.
I guess I didn't know I had so many friends and folks volunteering their equipment, their time, their, bringing food, generators, building materials, and hopefully, we can rebuild.
Cleanup efforts will continue throughout the next weeks. In Harlan, Iowa, Connor Trett, KTIV News 4.
Now, some of the families they spoke to hope to have everything cleaned up in the next few weeks.